Hello. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Hi. Hi. Hello. All right. I do believe I'm live. However, stranger things have happened. There we go. Now, hey. Crooked, which is annoying. But that's okay. Hello, Tony. Hello, my friend. How are you? Thank you for your email last week. Appreciate you reaching out. That was lovely. Just going to wait for a few more people to tune in while I am here. Eat a lolly, because I totally need it. Hello, Michelle. Okay, so while we're waiting for a few people to come on in, just thought I would have a little chat about what is happening, what has been happening this week with Natalie May scrapbooking. We've had a good week. We were not in the shop yesterday. We had a staff training day, and no, that does not mean wine at the pub. Did cross my mind, but that wasn't what we did. Went out and learnt some bits and pieces to do with technology, which was kind of cool. And I thought, right, that's it today. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do a live this afternoon and have a little bit of a play with some Lindys Gang products. Hello, Susan. Because we have got a fantastic special this week, mind-blowingly awesome special this week on Lindys Gang products. So all of you know how much I love Lindys Gang products, and I just thought here's an opportunity to no, it's not. Here's an opportunity to have a bit of a show and tell with some Lindys products and have a bit of a play. So what I have got is I have got my Lindys Go Girl spray set today that I'm going to have a play with. And I think I have got the flat shimmers here, I do. Right, so Lindys Gang products are currently 25% off until Sunday. Now that is a massive discount that we don't normally do. So first of all, what are Lindys Gang products? They are a pigment dye-based powder that goes in a spray form or goes in the Lindys Gang Magicals. So the Magicals are the pigment-based powder. The sprays are in a liquid form. So I'm going to have a play today with these guys. This is the Flat Fabio's set, and it is the set that I have created called Go Girl. Now, Flat Fabio's means that these ones have no shimmer. So when you buy the Lindys powders, they come with a powder in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a powder. There's no liquid in here at all. And they have got, and what you do is you, fill them up to the fill line with warm water. The fill line is right here. I just boil some water in the kettle, let it come down to some sort of temperature that is, that you can touch your bottle. Give it a really good shake. Let it sit for 10 minutes. It's like jelly crystals. Those jelly crystals have to dissolve. So that is what these guys are. So we have got some gorgeous colours in this Lindys set that I have named. So we have got, here's some I prepared earlier. We have got Boss Babe Blonde. We have Unstoppable Aqua. We have Get It Girl Green, Fierce Female Flush, and Own It Orchid. So they are colours which you can easily tell that I've designed. So before I do anything with these, I'm going to swatch them. So I have got a swatch book here that I'm going to make for my Lindys only. So this is all just going to be my Lindys book. I have made a start on it using the brand new 2 new collections from Lindys that we haven't got in yet. They should be here in a couple of days' time, or actually probably by the end of next week by the time they get through customs. And these were designed by Katie Patet of Arden Studios. Used to be of 49 and Market, so this is a new range. But let's swatch them in our Swatch Everything book. So this one here is going to be the, let me just, what have I done here? This is the sprays. This is my Go Girl Flat Fabio. And I'm just going to write Lindys up here. So before I do anything, I'm going to write here, Unstoppable, Aqua. I've got Get It Girl Green. So welcome to those of you just tuning in. I'm just having a little bit of a play with some Lindys sprays today. As we have got Lindys sprays and magicals on special for 25% off until Sunday. So Fierce Female, my handwriting's too big, Flush. And then we have got Own It Orchid. So I'm going to swatch these. So the way that I like to swatch them, these ones have been sitting for a while and you can see there's a bit of sediment in the bottom. So I'm just going to give it a really good shake first of all. And I'm just going to grab my paintbrush and dip my paintbrush straight into here. So take the lid off, pop it aside, keep this in your hand, never put it down on your desk because you know what's going to happen. And I'm just going to swatch that colour straight away, put the lid back on. So then I know there's no point trying to spray it onto my project. We all know how bad that will go. This is Fierce Female Flush. So I'm going to give that one a really, really good shake. Clean paintbrush here, dip it in. Now I love this. This is a beautiful, kind of like a cotton candy sort of colour, Fierce Female Flush. We have got Get It Girl Green, shake, shake, shake. Hello Sharon, hey Julie. Got all my regulars popping in. Welcome girls, I'm just having a little bit of a play here and with my swatch book, my Natalie May scrapbooking Swatch Everything, I've decided that I'm going to swatch my colours in this in the sets that they came in, simply because it will, rather than trying to put everything in colour order, which I really want to do, my heart says yes, it's just I've got too many Lindys. So I figured, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I will swatch them in the sets so that they are easy to see. And Own It Orchid. So the flat Fabios, no shimmer, just a nice, bright, vibrant colour. Right, let's just do this last one. Oh, beautiful. Now, I'm just going to let that sit aside to dry while I'm filming. So I have done my swatching for the Go Girl flat set that I have just designed. I've designed this one for Lindys and I'm going to pop that side to dry and we're going to make a couple of things and have a bit of a play with these sprays. Okay, I have got somewhere, so these are the 4 colours. So the reason I've chosen these 4 colours is I love that these colours go together. 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 They work together. They work together. They work together. We've got so many awesome combinations here that that will be fine. Sorry, the question was just asked by Melissa. Do you think it's a good idea to clear gesso the squares so the colour doesn't sink into the paper? No, I don't, because it won't give a true colour. We're only swatching a little bit and it won't sink all the way through. You're not drowning the paper, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Alrighty, I have got some plain white cardstock here that I'm just going to have a bit of a go with, a bit of a play with first of all, to show you how to use the sprays. Right, I've got a stencil, and the stencil that I'm going to have a play with is a Paper Artsy PS 460. This stencil is $14.95, and it's really cool because it has got these little clouds, these little scallops. So I'm going to have a bit of a play with these. Have not done it before, don't know how it's going to work. So I'm going to give it a whirl. And then I'm going to have a play in my little journal. So we'll have a play with just giving them a spray first of all to show you how best the sprays work. Now, I haven't used these in a while. They may even be blocked. Let's find out. Take the lid off. First thing I do is I spray it into some paper towel to make sure that it's not blocked before I put it onto my project. So I've only wasted a little bit of paper towel there. And in fact, while I'm at it, since I haven't used these in a while, I'll do the whole lot. And I probably shouldn't do it over the top of that, just to make sure that they're not blocked up. Oh, that one's good. Look at these gorgeous colours. Look how nice those three are together. And then we've got the Flush and the Orchid. Okay, so the sprayers work fine. They are not blocked. So the cool thing about Lindys products are the nozzles generally do not block. If they do block, get in contact with Lindys or myself and I can give you some troubleshooting tips on how to stop them from blocking up in the future. Now, I've got our new mandala stencils here. I've just taken a couple off the shelf here to have a bit of a play with. I'm just going to lay them down on my page like this, which would be excellent opportunity to just have a play with these new stencils. Now, the best way to use a spray is to spray it like you are spraying hairspray. On your head. So you don't generally just squirt it in one spot if you're playing, you've got hairspray. So if you are wanting to do something like this, I recommend having a puppy training pad down in the background, which is what I've got here. And then I'm just going to move it across my page. So I'm going to start up here, spray, just like that. I'm going to let that sit there. Next colour I'm going to do is the Get It Girl Green. And you can see that it's a hand movement. Now, if it gets all splotty like this, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's not going to be perfect. It's just paper. Don't do it in a white t-shirt. Not advisable. It will go bad. Let's go with some Orchid. Oh, look at that. And then we have got the Fierce Female Flush. Beautiful. Oh, how nice is that? What I can do now is I'm just going to give that a second to soak in. I'm going to grab some tweezers. And some cardstock. And then my brain's doing other things at the same time and I'm having other ideas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this over. I have got, did you know that we sold blank collage paper? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to take that and I'm going to turn it over and let it sit on top of there. I'm going to take it. Oh, oh, smudged it. Oh, yeah, look at that. Last one. So I'm going to, instead of pushing down on that with my hands, I'm going to use, love a bus going past. I'm going to use some paper towel to push it in. And because our collage paper is absolutely gorgeous to use, it will leave a really nice little pattern that I can add in. Oh, I must have been a bit generous there. So I'm starting to create some collage paper as well. So loving that. I can put that aside to dry. And boom, I've got a page here now with these gorgeous mandalas on it. And I can set that aside to dry. I can cut that up, turn it into a card front. But using sprays is really, really easy to do. So I'll do another one, but I'll just do it in 3 colours. I'll leave the pinks off this time. And I will do it on just some plain cardstock. And I might just do there's that movement there, just going across like that while it's wet. There's that green overlapping slightly into the yellow. And I love that the puppy training pad is taking all the excess up, so that is easy. Now, at this point, I can get a little bit clever and drip it in, let it run. Oh, that's a bit nice. I'm going to go back that way. And I've created a nice background that I can cut up, die cut with, using my journal, make a tag, make a card front, make a tip in. You can do all sorts of little bits and pieces with this guy, and I really love how this is drying up. So that's using the 3 colours. Once it's dry, I can also add more and add a few different like colours over the top, or I can add some stamping or some sprinkles or something along those lines as well. So really, really cool. So let's have a go now using that stencil. Now, keep in mind, I've never used this before. I'm not really too sure how it's going to go. So let's give it a whirl. Now, the numbers, there are numbers on this as well. So do we start with number 1? Let's go like this. Up, down, let's thread it through. Dun, 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 dun. And see what happens. Oh yeah, okay, that works. Let's go with this beautiful fierce female flush, and I'll do exactly the same thing. Give it a spray. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, and really do need to either set that side, because I can't slide it out, can I? So if I can't slide it out, Kasia, what do you think?
What am I sliding out?
Well, do I dry it? But I don't want to melt the stencil. I haven't really thought this through.
Dab it.
See what I mean? Then I'll lose. Okay, so let's just go like this. Ooh.
That's a bit cute.
Ooh, I like it.
It's actually really nice and soft.
It's very soft. Soft and pretty. Dun, dun, dun. Right. Let's whiz that out of there. Oh, that's nice.
And then you can doodle over it.
And then I can doodle over it. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Give it a little heat tool, get a little bit of bonus bit there.
Are you putting her on there?
I'm having an idea, Kasia. Just give me my journal that's sitting over there in the sun drying. Do you want to, since you're up, bring that over? Right, so let's see if I can line this up. Oh God, Ella, don't film this. This is going to be a bloody nightmare. Okay, so that will go there.
Offset it.
I will, you know what? I actually quite like it like that. And I would much prefer to snip this off.
Oh, it's like that.
And snip them. It's upside down, that's why it won't bloody line up. Sorry. You know. It's the end of the day. My coordination levels are pretty low, as everybody can clearly tell. There is an easier way to do this. Kasha should have done it because my brain's not. Oh my God, I'm making this look hard.
There you go, I'm done.
It's not done. Now it's done. No, it's not done. Oh, I'm not going to swear. Okay. Line that up to there. Right, so if I cover that up and I'm masking it off, now spray it.
Get a different colour.
And now get a different colour, right. Melissa's just asked the question, with my swatch book, what pen do I use? Whichever one is on my desk. Usually it's the Uniball eye pen. That's my go-to. Oh, yep, that's the perfect place to put that. It's like amateur hour today. All right, and I'm just going to let that sit and dry because I don't want to move it. Rightio, we'll come back to that. So using sprays is really, really simple. You just have to have a little bit of confidence, okay? And I'm thinking that this looks pretty damn spectacular. Oh, now I'm just giving my sprays here a half pump. So rather than just spraying it as a solid, confident pump, I'm giving it a half a press, and that's giving me this splotchy, tie-dye almost.
Can I have a t-shirt?
No, I hate tie-dye stuff.
So do I.
It was never my thing. I was okay with a hypercolour t-shirt. Yeah, I could put a handprint on a hypercolour t-shirt, but I was not good with tie-dye. Anyway, sidetracked. Collage paper, done. That's a bit pretty. Whack that over there. Let's do a little quick journal page. In my little 6x6 uniquely creative journal, I have used a stencil with some Reeves modelling paste. And I've just used my Catalyst tool and put it on and then just wiped it over like that. Because I did it off camera because it does take a little bit to dry and you don't need to watch paint dry. And then while the stencil was dirty, I flipped it over and it has given up here this gorgeous little bit of texture. So you can see that texture there, which is a little bit of a interesting sort of background. So we've got texture on our stencil and texture from stamping with it. So what I want to do is I'm going to get some paper towel so that it doesn't bleed all the way through my pages. I'm going to put that under there. What do you reckon? Tomorrow I'll show you how to do this page? Yeah. It's a sneaky little shot, wasn't it? And this one's going to go here. Just got to watch because you're in my light too. So you've got to make sure you're coming on that side. Okay. Now, I'm going to grab a wide paintbrush and I'm going to use a paintbrush to do a combination of dabbing it on and spraying it on. So I've just got a wide paintbrush here. Sorry, I'm not working in my craft desk at my desk. So now I want to give it a spray. Let's have a think about doing this. Giving it a spray straight onto there. Now, there's no gesso, there's nothing. This is just a wet paintbrush, and I'm just going to spread it out. And I just want these colours to bleed in and around here. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with this Fierce Female Flush. So while I'm doing this, I mean, it's nothing spectacular, nothing fancy, just a little bit of choosing the right colours that go together. But the Lindys, like I said, are 25% off until Sunday. I'm just watching, I've got a bit of a crease there. I just don't want to get too much colour into here. So 25% off until Sunday. So that means this particular set that I'm working with is normally $34.95. You can get it until Sunday for $26.22, and that price will automatically be discounted at the checkout. So all I'm doing with my paintbrush is just evening it out a little bit. So for those of you just tuning in, hello Vicky. These are my set of Lindys sprays that I designed. They've been out for a little while, but we have got a special on Lindys sprays at the moment. So I thought I would get on here and have a bit of a play. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do these colours on this side, then I'm going to put the blues and greens on the other side, with the yellow colour is our kind of neutral. So the water has, because I'm not using a watercolour paper, I just have to make sure that it dries beautifully. Look at that. Right, let's do the other side now. I'm going to go in with the yellow first. Oh, gorgeous. And I'm just going to spread that in here a little bit. So you can get all the Lindys products this weekend, from today on nataliemay.com.au, and they will scan at 25% off at the checkout. Now, I do believe that tonight our very fantastic Australian Lindys ambassador, Miss Naomi, who is our brand ambassador also, is going to jump on here and do a live Facebook. So she's going to have a play with some Lindys tonight as well. So that is super exciting. I don't know what she's doing tonight, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Like, let's be honest, if Naomi's doing it, will be. All right, so I'm just going to give these a little bit more intensity, put a bit more yellow through the middle, and then hit it with the heat gun. So I love that the modelling paste is collecting all of these gorgeous colours, and we've got a nice little splatter. See you later, Michelle. Thanks for dropping in. And so the sprays they all come in a set. Some of the magicals are available singly, but you will get much better value for money with the sprays and the magicals if you purchase them together rather than individually. I tend to avoid selling them as individual sprays simply because you can't just buy one. It doesn't quite make sense. You need to buy a couple of them to get them to work together. So I'm just intensifying some of these colours, giving them a little bit more of a spray. And because they are a pigment dye-based powder, the colours are becoming more and more intense because I'm layering them up, which I love that. Let's just do a bit of this. And then in a second, I'm going to add a little stamping to it and add an embellishment. Thank you for your lovely comments today. Everybody's feeling lovely and nice and friendly. I love that for us. Okay, so Kasia bought this back. Now that's not terrible. That would make a great little addition to a journal page. That is the first time I have used that stencil by Paper Artsy. So when I have a play with it a second time, I think it will be fantastic. So look at that, that's really cool. All right, that's lovely and dry. I might add a few little splatters now. So how can I add some splatters? I'm going to use the nozzle. So I'm just going to undo it, hold this in my hand, add a few super bright splatters up the top. And I'm just tapping the tip, as you can see. And put the lid straight back on, because if you spill it, it's not very forgiving. And I'll do the same thing with the Unstoppable Aqua. I love this. And those colours are just looking divine. So I'm quickly going to heat set that, and then I'm going to pop a little bit of yellow through the middle, just to give it a bit of a neutral sort of touch. Hello, Sandy. And you see, you don't have to dip your paintbrush in there, use your nozzle. Use your nozzle, Kasha.
Oh yeah.
Alison has just commented, maybe I should get my sprays out instead of looking at them in the drawer. Absolutely, that is why I got on here today to use our sprays. These gorgeous sprays that I have designed, because I really, really, really love this fun technique. Kasha, on the wall in the middle of the room here, while I'm doing this, can you pull down that middle layout for me? Turn back this way. Yeah, that one. I'll show you, actually I have got hours and hours and hours of YouTube tutorials on how to use Lindys. As a Lindys ambassador, I've been doing them, playing with them for years and years and years. So here's a project, thanks Kash, that I have created using Lindys sprays. 100% Lindys sprays. So I took some scraps of cardstock, sprayed some strips, as you can see. So we've got a bit of a colour wheel situation going on here, all using these gorgeous Lindys sprays. And you can see some of them have got a shimmer, some of them are the flat colours. And then I have just cut them into wedges and sewn them onto the page. Really, really love this page. We have it up on the wall here in the studio. So pulling out your sprays and using them is really, really important. Thank you. All right, so let's put something on this. Let's add a little bit of something. Let's add some stamping. I have got our new stamps here. I have got a 49 and Market Arctic Blitz, and I have got a oh, here's a couple more. Right. So this set of stamps is the Urban Graffiti that designed by Kasha and myself, and I want to add some wordy bits. Oh yes, yes I do. And I'm going to add them in a really light, just peachy. Just peachy. In fact, I'm regretting putting it on a block. But that's okay. I'm just going to get them in here like this. Boy, look at that. In fact, let's take it off the block and yet let's use it organically. There's that word again, isn't it? That's better. Look at that. It's really light, but I'll bring it up to camera in a minute and show you, because it looks really great. Now, I'm just being aware of putting this over the green. I don't want too much. I just wanted a little bit to tie it all together. Otherwise, it's a bit random. Clean your stamp on the back of your hand, because, you know, that's a thing. So there's that touch of orange stamping. I love it. And a little bit over that green, but I don't want to put too much over the green because it might muddy. And we don't like that, do we? let's go in with a bolder stamp. And I'm thinking this time, this is all going to fall down on me, isn't it? That's okay. I'm going to go with the green jean. So these 49er marker inks, if you haven't got these in your life, I suggest that you have a look at expanding your colour range because they are so amazing. Ooh. Bolder. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. And I'm just going to put a little bit down here. Yeah. Now we're getting there. A little bit of shadow stamping, and for depth and balance, we're going up over here. Right, that'll do it. Who's doing a little bit of link ninjaing? Tegan, hi Teags. Thank you. Right, to continue with a little bit more depth, let's get a bit creative, and I need a water spray bottle. Do you think you can make that happen for me? There's one hanging on my desk next to my palette knives. Thank you. Ella, thank you. Is that the stencil that I use? This one here. All right, so this time I want to take, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping straight onto here, straight onto my stencil. Rubbed it on there. Give it a spray with some water to activate it. And stamp with it. Please work. Yes. So these new stencils of ours are pretty amazing. They give a really fantastic finish. So stamping with them, I haven't even had to play with them on the gel press yet, but oh my goodness, I can't wait. Okay, so now I'm starting to bring in some of this color, and I'm then gonna take that stamp that I took out and I put somewhere, here it is, these big heavy pieces, big blocks. Just a little bit of finger stamping here. I do not have a plan for this page. I've got no idea where this is going. I'm just trusting my eye and just watching the balance of how it all flows together. I think in a minute I'll add a little bit of black stamping and then whack a title on and a focal point image and call it done. I've got this little guy here, which is another one of my little favorites. Just simple marks that we have hand drawn to get a really generic sort of simple effect. And because I think it's time for some depth, I'm going to put these in black. Now I am going to keep it on my finger because if I put it on a block, it will more or likely go perfectly straight, and I don't want that to happen. But what it is doing is giving this really simple line coming in, stamping, over stamping. Oh, I did that crooked. Connecting to an edge so it's not floating randomly, and popping a little bit of shadow ink in there as well. And like I quite often say, knowing when to stop is important. So I'm going to bring this up to camera and show you just before I add in a title and my focal point. What do you think? So you can see that lovely stamping up there. We've stamped with the stencil, we've stamped with our stamps, we've stamped with a few different colours, which has given it some depth. And that's what I really, really like. So before I go anywhere else, I'm going to use my pen that I can't find. So the Uniball eye pen, $5.95. Just a simple border all the way around, creates a frame, gives it a purpose. And I don't care that it's not a straight line because nothing else about this project is straight. So for those of you just tuning in, welcome, welcome. Natalie here from Natalie May Scrapbooking, and I am just showing you how to use the Lindys Sprays in your art journal. We created a couple of easy backgrounds on scrapbook cardstock and on cardstock just with stencils to show you how to use the sprays. Get those sprays out again. Definitely time to do that. Okay, here's my focal point. I love her, and I'm going to stick her here because she is then going to have some words that I'm going to put underneath her, and I'm just going to go boom, boom, and it's on. Did I think about it too much? No. Should I have thought about it a bit more? Yeah. Does it matter? No. Do I need a wider paint pen? Yes, that's okay. Chat amongst yourselves. I'm coming back, I promise. Here we go. Posca? Okay. While I think of a witty title, I'm going to do some dots. So I've actually got my Life of Colour dot painting pen with the dotty end. Now, I do know that a lot of you have got these dot pens because I've sold them all to you. So, time to get them out and use the dot pens for making the best little dots. Just random dots. Tying it all together. I'm tempted to do a little trail, but I'm going to think of a witty quote to do with, I know what I'm going to write. Something about put your hand up if you've got the Life of Colour dot paint pens and you don't use them. So what I'm doing is just written own, and then I'm just going in and making them a little bit bolder. So Posca pens work great if you really shake them before you use them. Make the words thicker. I don't even know if this is going to make sense or not. Own your... That's so crooked. Now there we go. Now that works. Yes, so Alison's just commented saying, oh my God, this is going to be like Christmas for me, pulling out all the products that she has that she had forgotten how to use. Good. Great. Time to get your sprays out. Time to add some new ones to your collection while they are 25% off. Own your story, own your confidence, own your decisions, own your what? What is it, Kasia? What's it going to be?
Your worth, your body, everything.
Own your worth, own your worth, own your body, own your...
Own your unicorn. Your body, your choice.
Own your what?
Unicorn.
Own your unicorn? No, that sounds... That's stupid.
It is, that's why I said
Okay, own... You're an idiot. It's like amateur hour completely this afternoon. Own your... Someone give me a word. Own your what?
Own your story.
Own your story. Life.
Yeah, that's it.
Done. Okay, I've written the word in nothing more than lines, and then just grab your paint pen and colour in those lines. So doing your title doesn't need to be fancy, doesn't need to be tricky. As you can see, I'm dipping into my my black ink splodge here from when I painted my pen, and I'm going to use that before it dries just to wet the tip of my Posca, and I'm going to use it to do some splatters in a minute. So I'm working in my uniquely creative white journal. I am using the pages as they come, not gessoed, no fancy backgrounds, just as they come. I have used stenciling with modelling paste in the background. We've used some stamping, we've sprayed. And now I'm going to take this here. See how I just used a wet paintbrush then? Not going to waste it. Rolling it, making it wet, and I'm just going to add some splatters up here. Now I don't want any splatters on her, so I'm just going to put that over it. And do some splatters there, and I'm going to call it done. Doesn't need anything else. Famous last words. And I'm just going to hit it with the heat tool. So it doesn't have to be complicated. Choosing the colours that work together work great, and that's what I love about the Lindys sets. So the set that we just used is the Flat Fabio's set with the Go Girl set, which I've designed. So we have got 5 amazing colours in the set. One of them's on the floor, which is no great shock. And then we've got that one, and so they are currently $26.22 for this set as a discount. So for those of you who missed the beginning, I just started by swatching it in our swatch book. So as you can see, I've just written the name, and I'm going to use a page to, the Go Girl Flat Fabios I'll use on this page. I'll also use some shimmer ones as well. And I have done, and I'll do the same thing when I do a live tomorrow. There's another set that is yet to be released. So I have done the shaker, etc. So I'll have a play with those too. So the Lindys sprays in our swatch books are perfect. This is the collage paper I made earlier. That's a little pretty. That's the other one I made earlier. So that will be gorgeous with some stamping on it. Our brand new mandala stencils are just made for Lindys. These colours are gorgeous. So make sure that you check out some of these. So I'll post some photos up in a minute, upload this to YouTube. And then you can, whoops, there we go, have a little look at that guy, and you can jump on and check it all out. So from now until Sunday on nataliemay.com.au, you can get 25% off of Lindys Gang products. All right, guys, well, I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. We are on the home stretch here. Jump online today, and I look forward to chatting with you all soon. See you later.